Oh, g'day. I'm your average Australian. I'm just doing average Australian things like watching Australian football with my Australian shepherd. You know, as an average Australian, I know a fair bit about this country. We invented this stylish mode of transport. We have the tastiest coat of arms in the world, and...
There's also a bit that you don't know. We've got the longest surviving culture on Earth.
Even older than the Greeks. 60,000 years on average.
Well, yeah, but...
Just your average artist.
Warriors.
Inventors.
Try-scoring machines.
Wrong game, mate.
The first ever bakers.
And the first ever Aussie footballers.
It's a culture that's survived centuries of pretty average treatment.
Something that 1 in 3 average Australians don't accept.
The average Australian doesn't talk about that.
10 years ago on this day, the nation stopped to watch Kevin Rudd, Australia's Prime Minister at the time, apologise to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people for the stolen generation.
As Prime Minister of Australia, I am sorry. On behalf of the Government of Australia, I am sorry.
10 years on, the impacts of the stolen generation are still being felt. Indigenous kids still face a lot of problems and inequality. There are families still grieving for their losses. And there are people who still haven't been able to reconnect with their parents. But despite that, most still look back on the apology as the first step in a very long journey of forgiveness.
What do you think reconciliation means?
Like acknowledging the diversity in our school.
Reconciliation means that we will remember those that were here before the first settlers, and that the land is traditionally owned by the Kaurna people and all the Indigenous people.
It's a process whereby we try and understand the culture of the Indigenous people and understand the significance of the land to them.
Recognising the culture and tradition of Aboriginal people, I guess.
So girls, what do you think reconciliation means?
How we're connected to the land.
The different cultures and languages.
The spirituality and connection to the land is.
Being Aboriginal is important to me because I can tell my story to different people.